So this is a video all about how I explain IT career paths to my students in about 5 minutes. So first of all, it does depend on your background. You know, a majority of the students that I have are students who may be transitioning from one career to another, and they may be carrying over some technology skills into this new career. Some of them have completed a degree and are now, looking to enter their career and workforce. And some have completed a bachelor's degree, some have completed a 2-year degree. Some of my students are working on certifications and are expanding their skill sets through certifications, not necessarily traditional degrees. So I think it's first very important to step one, where are you coming from? What skills are you bringing to the table? And with those skills, what are your plans? What's your next step? So first of all, a self-assessment about where you are, what skills you have, what you're going to try to do next, and why, and what's your goal. On that self-assessment, you are going to essentially find yourself in a couple different places. This is where we get a little more real. So first of all, you're going to find yourself in the entry-level IT help desk position scenario. This is someone who's transitioning from another industry. This is someone who maybe has just left school with a bachelor's or a 2-year degree, or someone who has maybe a high school diploma and some certifications to help support showcasing their knowledge in tech. They might even have some boot camp experiences. So that's the entry-level tier. Now, a lot of people can enter in on the entry-level tier, so there's a lot of competition. There's a heavy need to have your resume look and feel like an IT support person who has skills, experiences, soft skills, communication skills, all of the skills that would come with an entry-level position. The tier up from that would be someone who potentially has some system administration experience, some more advanced networking experience, someone who maybe has prior experience working IT support and enough experience to basically establish that they've done the entry-level role to the level in which they were then provided opportunities to learn more systems and how they integrated, maybe potentially some data management with their role. And while they worked in this entry-level role, they acquired additional certifications. They also look to advance themselves within their organization and are now looking to take the next step. So that's the step up, is having had more additional experience and are able to build off of it. Now, that career path can include jobs like an entry-level assistant network administrator, an assistant systems administrator, someone who, has some network management experience, setting up and managing networks and troubleshooting networks. There's this extension into having had more privileges than you might have in an entry-level program. Now, with those privileges comes the potential ability to have, additional reliance on your skill set. Now, we're seeing these roles are also getting more complicated by the new technologies being added. So, knowledge around AI and how that integrates with systems, advanced cybersecurity skills, more advanced than maybe a tier 1 person. So in the first tier, I will add that, AI skills, cybersecurity knowledge and network security skills are extremely important. But at this tier 2, now you're becoming someone who who's becoming more responsible for those issues on a system and how AI is working, choices of software, how things are implemented start to become part of the picture. Now, next level up in terms of IT support. So in terms of IT support, now we're looking at potential entry-level network administrator roles. These are people who've done maybe a Red Hat certification to the level of a systems administrator or more advanced Red Hat systems administrator. These could be people who've done multiple CompTIA certifications, A+, Security Plus, network certifications, CNA. So you definitely are at this level, have experience in the workplace, not only with a frontline entry-level tech support position, but also managing systems, managing a network, and now you're managing, building the network infrastructure and managing that whole process at an institution, within an organization. So you're going to have much more advanced certifications. You're going to have, certifications around network management, systems administration, network design, and you're going to have such fine-tuned experiences that you're going to be able to build networks from the ground up and be able to choose hardware and choose management platforms. So in terms of IT support and entry-level roles, that is basically what I would put into the 3 tiers of career paths. Now, I would say at any one of these stages, you can add on additional skills which can take you into different directions. I would say one direction is maybe you're more interested in programming. You can go in that direction. You could go in a more computer science direction. You could go in a direction which is more focused on computer science, programming, skill development, but that's going to either happen probably earlier in your educational journey, maybe after some of the initial help desk experience, and it's for the person who wants more in that area, and they're looking more at doing programming, software development, and you're going to require additional coursework or self-learning to master those skills. Additional tangents off this traditional path is also going to be data management. So just remember, as I mentioned programming and I mentioned data management, these can come in a lot of different titles. They can come in titles which are flexible, different types of roles in different types of organizations, like data analysis or, a data manager. But ultimately, at the end of the day, this is where your role is much more focused on day-to-day management of data. This could be on a network. This could be within a system. And it's probably going to definitely require a cybersecurity component. So that's an important factor too. That's the crossover of the knowledge of skills that you start to see between the entry-level paths and these more advanced paths. That could also be some cloud technologies that are going to be integrated within that path. Then at the very tippity top of this are those who are higher level programmers or systems administrators who have programming skills that they not only adapt within the systems that they manage, like higher level Linux administrators, people who utilize a variety of programming languages on systems to, get tasks done within organizations. This is where, a full computer science bachelor's degree is essential, and in some cases, a master's degree in science. So that's where you're having a much stronger focus on object-oriented programming languages, different programming skills, software development, development of applications for implementation within an environment. So you're actually a developer within an environment for a specific business to help that business function better. you're not just like part of the process of developing the software. You're actually, not just creating it, but you're also creating it for an organization itself to work as an internal piece of software. But at the end of the day, that's how I would, for my particular students, frame out frameworks of career paths, especially as it relates to IT. You have your entry level, and the skill set that comes along with that could be some transferable skills from another role, and maybe you're adding to that experience with certifications, education. Then you have your middle tier, which is, advancing off some experience into maybe another, more niche area of that experience. And then you have your third tier where you are developing more advanced skills. And what happens is all of these skills ultimately align with a different opportunity on the network side. I mean, all of these ultimately align with a different opportunity in the field. So you're going to have, entry level system administrator type roles. Then you're going to have network administrator, and some of those skills are going to ebb and flow between them. But ultimately, this is a 5-minute explanation. So you're going to see a lot of different variables, both in job titles, both in skill sets, and both in day-to-day work within the roles. I mean, I think different organizations utilize technology differently, and also the different types of projects you might be involved with are going to be tremendously different. But also, just a word of advice, I would be sure to include essential knowledge around AI and programming with AI, also cybersecurity and penetration testing, and a lot of the components of what the cybersecurity roles have, so that you have that flexibility and knowledge of data handling and management. Those areas, cloud computing knowledge, different types of software that run on cloud platforms, Amazon and also Google Cloud, products. You definitely want to have a base that can kind of help you be flexible depending on the environment that you plan on working within. So thanks for checking out the video. Hopefully that gets you started down a path of better understanding what you might be looking for in an IT career. Those are different pathways, and they require different skills and abilities. So take your time. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any additional questions that you think I can help you with. And check out another video if you get a chance. And give me a like and subscribe.